one last thing, just in the context of how much you were inspired by Cenk Uygur, what you shared about him essentially telling you to leave your relationship so you could work for him instead. I wanted to get your direct response to this. I'm not sure if you guys have reacted to it directly on the Majority Report, but it was a moment on a Young Turks live stream where they responded to some of the criticisms from you and Sam's short clip, but I thought it'd be fun to get your reaction to this, specifically in the light of the conversation we've just had today. I think this has already aged terribly. A lot of what Cenk says is just on its face absurd, not going to happen. But either way, thought it'd be fun to get your response.
Finally, after somebody does it 1,000 times, we're like, all right, it. Here's who's doing it, and them, right?
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, oh no, I can't believe you're saying that about poor Jimmy Dore. I can't believe.
Oh, wait, who's doing what? I think I've seen this clip, but do you have got context as to what he's saying was done?
He's talking about just people criticizing the Young Turks, people that are
his haters.
Yeah, people that are pointing out the reactionary direction that network has gone in.
Okay.
He's triggered by the comment section.
You're saying that about poor Dave Rubin. I can't believe you're saying that about poor Sam Seder. I know. Poor Sam. Okay. So anyways, yeah. And so look, they claim to be more left wing, and then they'll work.
I don't give a shit.
No, hold on, let me finish. And then they'll go around and be like, oh, corporatist politicians, yes, establishment Democrats, Kamala Harris. What happened? I thought Kamala Harris was a cop. Now all of a sudden, oh, Kamala Harris lost. What happened? There's only two things that make you cry: when establishment Democrats lose and when we fight back against you. Oh, well, you're not supposed to fight back. Oh, they're so rude. I mean, we only call them Nazis. Why are they fighting back? You see how they're the bad guys? Let's all cry again. Oh, cry all you want. I don't give a goddamn what you do. But if you guys support a corporatist prick in the next primary because of identity politics or any other bullshit, I'm gonna let everybody know that all of the things you've ever done in your life was apparently totally and utterly fraudulent. And all you wanted was to get some pats on the head from the establishment. We're populist. Are you guys populist? I don't see that at all. Oh, cheer for the establishment, yay! Okay, go ahead, do it in the next primary. Go support Pete Buttigieg in the next primary or Gavin Newsom. Let me see you, okay?
I will not. I'm not sure what primary he's referring to. I mean, okay, so I gotta take this step by step. So Sam never called him a Nazi. That's made up, right? I think like the segment, Sam drew a comparison minutes later after mentioning Cenk to draw an extreme comparison about like a right winger. Again, I don't remember. This was months ago. It seems like it really bothers Cenk, but like I don't remember what exactly Sam said. But I know that he's not representing it correctly because that's just not something Sam would do. Sam is like almost too cautious sometimes, right. Where like, I want to go further and Sam just wants to be just like, let's just, Sam steelmans a lot. Like, I think that's part of his rhetorical gift is that he's always often giving like the best faith interpretation, but still attacking that and deconstructing it. And I think it's one of the better things that he does there. So who did we support in the primary? I mean, I was pretty clear in 2016. I supported Bernie. I voted for him, even though it was too late in New Jersey. In 2020, I supported Bernie. I said Warren was a really good second choice. There was no primary here. I supported Kamala Harris enthusiastically because I wanted to defeat Donald Trump.
Not your old boss, Cenk Uygur?
Did he not vote for her? That's shocking. Did he vote?
No, he did vote. He voted. Zach was saying that Cenk technically did primary Joe Biden.
Oh, right.
Maybe you weren't enthusiastic enough about that.
Right. I guess that's the problem. Is like if only we all got behind Cenk, who I don't even think legally could run for president, this would all be saved. Like it I mean, honestly, it's odd. I don't know what he's referring to, and I don't know who he's mocking for crying. Sam really, I mean, probably me because I cried after Kamala Harris lost, which
pretty sure it's in reference to like him and Jimmy Dore doing the same comedy beats, right? And I think Cenk has just slowly and surely morphed into Jimmy Dore, where he's just trying to take pot shots at people who are actually emotionally invested in politics and not just doing it for their own sleazy self-interest.
Right. I'm a crier. I'll cry at commercials. It's a miracle I haven't cried more on air, honestly. But I get emotional about it. I get it. I get emotional about the destruction that Donald Trump is about to unleash and the pain that he's about to unleash upon this country, particularly immigrant populations. The other thing about the Kamala Harris part, what happened? She was a cop. This is the thing that I don't understand. Kamala Harris's conservative campaign is exactly what they would have wanted, I guess, in terms of like these politics that they now espouse. She didn't mention her identity once. It's interesting that Cenk said that we're making these decisions based on identity politics. I don't know. I am not making that decision. It seems like a little bit of projection there, but whatever. She ran as a centrist. She didn't mention her identity at all. She talked about how she had a Glock. She talked about how she was a cop and how tough she was on transnational criminals and all this kind of thing. She kept repeating over and over again. What did they want from her? Because outside of the aesthetic that he kind of gratuitously mentions her identity there for some reason, I don't necessarily know what would indicate to them that she is far left. She ran the exact campaign that they wanted. She was tough on immigration and like tried to be tough on crime and that kind of thing. Yep. And so they're not really, he at least is just like not coming up with specifics as to why he thinks that the campaign that she ran is not his ideology. So I'd be curious about the specifics of that. And then we return to this thing called populism. Okay. So populism is a very nebulous term. It can mean a lot of different things. Like the right wing invokes populism to put billionaires in the cabinet at the front row of Donald Trump's inauguration.
Cenk, he endorsed Rick Caruso for mayor.
Another billionaire. And that's the other thing where, what is the establishment? Because this is what Jimmy Dore did, right? As you mentioned. The establishment is also a very nebulous term because you know what happens when you topple the establishment? You become the establishment. What next? What next? What is your underlying political ideology and philosophy? For me, as I said earlier, decommodifying the essentials of life, more public housing, cracking down on corporate landlords, public healthcare, Medicare for all, or at the very least, a public option, decommodifying your healthcare. That's an essential of life. As I mentioned, housing, we could go on and on. Even like utilities as we move towards a greener future. We should be decommodifying some of those and having public utilities. That's the vision that I have as a leftist, and taxing the wealthy more. I don't necessarily know what the establishment is in this instance, but I'm in favor of whatever gets that through, that agenda. And again, ending the genocide in Gaza, that kind of thing. The establishment can mean anything. The right thinks the establishment means woke DEI. The left may think that the establishment means like the military-industrial complex. What is your overarching political philosophy? Because if you're just anti-establishment, you're just anti-authority. You're just lashing out at daddy. You're getting a tattoo or a nose piercing to piss him off. It's not a real political ideology. You're just saying, I don't like the way things are. I agree. I don't like the way things are. But what are your solutions? Because endorsing a real estate developer named Rick Caruso over Karen Bass? Hell no. I'll take Karen Bass every day of the week, and I will over a guy like that, over a former Republican
100%.
Billionaire capitalist real estate developer.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And I appreciate you pointing out that hypocrisy from him, not just on Rick Caruso, but also, Emma, I remember the last time you were on this show, we talked about Cenk Uygur's ridiculous op-ed in Newsweek, I think, calling for Josh Shapiro to be Kamala Harris' vice president.
Right. He said that was the progressive choice, right?
Yes. And he used identity politics arguments to make it, talking about his religion, et cetera, et cetera. So it's pure projection. He's the one who argues for corporate hack candidates to represent the Democrats and to represent the progressives. You're the one who supports frickin' Bernie Sanders and people that actually are, beholden to the movement, beholden to the people that stand up against big money and corruption. Like, you're actually doing what a leftist is supposed to be doing. He's the one out here endorsing people like Rick Caruso and trying to manufacture consent for people like Josh Shapiro. It's absolutely insane, but appreciate you responding to that.
Look out the door if you hear an ambulance. The Vanguard will be there. The vanguard will be there.